Greetings and welcome to SmartWatch Ticks. This is a big deal day. It's a big deal, and it's an unboxing day of sorts. This is a little box, but inside is something really big, really important, and really new. This is Huawei. Yeah, we have not covered Huawei's gear because it's the high-end kind of stuff up there with Samsung and Apple and the likes of that. And we are very privileged to have the brand new Huawei Honor Band 4 right here in this box, coming to us from Banggood, of course. Hey, Banggood, thank you. The Huawei Honor Band 4, the 4th generation. You know what Apple's done all the way up to their 4th generation. Well, you're looking at something really cool here with swim and posture detection and some special sleep software in here, heart rate stuff. Oh my goodness, this is cool. Here's the specs. And while we look at this, I want to mention to you that another first is this is being filmed with my new flagship OnePlus 6T phone. That's right. And so far, I really like it. Holds the focus good. Everything's looking great. Reason I'm needing to do this is I actually had to use my LG phone, this one, to download the Huawei Health app so that we can tether it and show you how it all works. So this is normally what I film with. This is something new here as well. Okay, we've looked at the specs. We've looked at all that stuff. Let's look inside the box. Looks like we've got some sort of a manual here in Chinese. And now this points out something interesting. The manual is totally in Chinese, warranty cards and everything. And guess what? When you get this thing, it's all in Chinese as well. It's a good thing I already unboxed it and turned it on and set it up for you guys. And I will walk you through that because you're really kind of flying blind unless you know exactly what to do. Here's the band. Nice TPU, very thin, very lightweight band. Lots of holes, goes all the way up to here. Can you imagine putting it on your arm if you're that tiny? Or all the way out to here if you're that big. So I really applaud them having a lot of holes in here. It's already on and it's already jumping with an AMOLED screen that's super bright. Going to be easy to see this in the daylight, that's for sure. And very easy to turn on. Step count, time, everything on it. We'll walk through that as soon as we get into the rest. Oh, look at this. There's a cute little chiclet down here. This is the charging dock. All right. Not as excited about that. I like it when it's much simpler, simple clap-on type of USB connector. This one has to line this pin up with that hole in the back and snap it into there to get it on. And then you can plug it in with any standard USB cable, like the one that they've supplied us here, tiny little short one, or you can use the one that's with your phone if you're using the micro SD type micro USB kind of a connector. Whatever works to plug in here, but don't lose that little dongle, and you need to snap it in at night and in the morning. So that's Huawei, and that's what they've done. The bands are not removable. Okay, we've looked at the manual, we've looked at this. Let me tell you, when you first get this and you turn it on, it's going to be all in Chinese. You scroll up once with your thumb and you'll get a QR code. And that QR code will lead you to the Huawei Health app. And or the easy way is go to the show notes here and click on the link. It's going to take you over here because it is available in the Google Play Store. When you open it, you're not going to get right into here initially. You're going to have to go through an entire setup process, and that's going to look something like this. These are screenshots in the gallery that I've taken when I went through that. You have to first review the privacy notice information. Given what's going on with Huawei on a global scale, I decided to go ahead and show you what the privacy information is all about, and the permissions and use of data that Huawei is imposing on everybody that you need to agree to in order to get further, including right here into a statement, because I'm in the United States, about connecting to servers and such and local laws. And yeah, it's pretty intricate. When you finally get to this page that's behind this notice, there's a bunch of different things here, but none of them are the 4. And so you have to go through doing this update in order to get the new Honor Band 4. And when it updates it, it pops up here. There's a couple of different ones. This happens to be this one. When you select it, you get this information, and it gives you just a little bit of stuff there, and then that's page 2 about it. Then you go through and you pair it. It searches for the unit, and you select it. It starts its pairing, and you're paired. You also are given the option to auto-download updates, and before I could even continue, it jumped into this new version update that it needed to go through. It tells you the details of what it's going to do. You go through the update process, and it takes forever. Here's more of the information about it. As it transfers the data over to the band and finishes the update, you're able to get to the opening page, which is what we have here. And we get paired, okay? And so this is your home. Then you can go to the About Me, and here's where your information is about the band. You have to give a lot of permissions. I've not given permissions for the contacts on mine, but I'm going to show you what you get in the band itself because, well, we'll come back and we'll go through it, but this is what your app is going to have. I've walked just a little bit so you can see you get your wearing device fitness data from here. You've got the Huawei TruSleep, which is currently disabled. But look at this. It talks about the technology that it's using, and this may be the most sophisticated sleep monitoring band I've ever seen. Just got it, so I haven't used it, but I'm going to activate it. And it's going to reduce the standby time. That's good to know. And so tonight, I'll probably try it out. You also have activity reminders that you can set. Send reminders when sitting over an hour. That's your sedentary reminder. Continuous heart rate monitoring is available. Okay, and it's telling you how to effectively do your heart rate in English now. We're no longer in Chinese. Everything's in English here. I've got that enabled. You can set alarms, do a do not disturb time. Hear that, roosters? Do not disturb, like right now. I don't know if you can hear them outside. They certainly think it's springtime. You have notifications that you can go in with all of your apps and set up the ones you want to notify you. You can enable weather reports, have a reminder, a notice if you're disconnected from your Bluetooth, and do function customization. These are the things that are on here now, and you can reorder them or hide them. And as we go through them quickly, you'll see there's time. Okay, I'm going backwards. There's messaging. Let's go forward. There's your daily tracking, step rate, your heart rate, your sleep monitoring, your workout, Alipay. Yep. It's got NFC in it. Then there's this more thing, and then the message center, and then you're back to time. So you can reorder all of these if I want Alipay to be the last thing or the first thing. If I go the other way, well, I have to check it, I guess, and get it to send it. Anyway, you can set up the order of all of these things the way you want them to be. There you go. And that way would be that. Or if I wanted heart rate, I could make it the next one. You can reorder all your functions. The raise your wrist to see the time, on or off. You can rotate to switch screens, which is if you have it on your arm and it's lit up, you can rotate it and see that. It's automatically going to switch to the next screen. But if you're active and that's all annoying, you can turn them off. And of course, auto-download the update packages over Wi-Fi, so you don't even have to worry about it as long as the two are tethered and the phone is connected to Wi-Fi. Firmware updates, restore factory settings, and unpair. That's all the stuff about the connection. Then you've got data sharing. that you can go in and look at this. You have all these different things. There's Up by Jawbone, for those of you who understand what that is. That's interesting stuff. MyFitnessPal, and of course Google Fit. You can connect and link all of these so the data acquired by the band sent to the app in the phone can be poured out to any of these apps, or all of them if you want to set up sharing right there. Then your overall settings for notification management, heart rate interval and warning. This is what I wanted to show you. Look at this. You have limit warnings. You can have and this is probably based on your biometrics that you've put in, your gender and height and weight and age and all that kind of stuff. Or you can manually set your limits. So depending on all of the stuff that you have for you, you can set what your upper limit is. And if you exceed that, it's going to notify you. Set the heart rate range. Okay. Maximum heart rate percentage, or your HRR percentage. Okay, a lot of good stuff to learn here. Maximum and your resting heart rate and your intervals. I've never seen anything like it. If you are wanting to do fitness workouts and gearing it toward heart health and heart areas, if you're fat burning or weight losing or maximum performance, interval training, all of that. Look at this. Look at this. It's here, folks. It's here. The app itself is super sophisticated, and the Huawei band is likewise a really sophisticated instrument for collecting this information and sending it to the app. You got your unit switch, metric or imperial, which I guess is based on how your phone is set up, and some stuff, legal stuff, I guess. And then about the device itself, here's its version, and look at that, there's a customer hotline that you can call in the United States for more information. Cool. All right. That's all of this stuff. Then you've got your goals that you can set up in terms of steps or weight. You've got your overall profile, gender, birth date, height, and weight, right? Set all that stuff up before you begin. And your messages, if you have any, they'll appear here, I guess, as well as on the band. That's in the Me. We've looked at the home, and here's where you've got your step information. And it's strategic by the time of day. Like I said, I just put it on. So I've got one little mark right there. You've got all of these things going on here. You're running, you're walking, and you're climbing. Guess that's all of those. Oh, look, I guessed right. And the time you are spending in those areas by day, week, month, and year. Very, very detailed analysis. This is the kind of band you can keep on all the time. In fact, if you're dominant on your left hand, you could just wear this thing all the time on your right arm and forget about it. Just let it do its thing here. Sleep and weight and heart rate. And then you can sort these cards any which way you want to. I like heart rate first, so I can put it up there. And it should put it there, and there it is. You go in here, and there's going to be your cumulative real-time heart rate information, your resting heart rate, and your overall heart rate range computed daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, with the settings to take you back over here into that page on heart rate that you can configure to your heart's content. Well thought out, well integrated. It's Huawei, folks. You're talking like Samsung and Apple now, all right? We're in a whole new class, and it shows in the sophistication of the app here. And we haven't even touched on exercise. You get here, you can do an outdoor run, an indoor run. It's searching for GPS. I've got my overall map now in the background and this thing in the foreground. I can set the goal here, a distance run, and so forth, and begin. So that's a look at the app, the look at the band. Let me guide you through this. As you saw, we can swipe to go through these screens. When you land on one, you just light touch, not touch and hold. That threw me off. Usually you touch and hold. It's a light touch to get it to start. And it sees that it's not on my arm, so it's telling me to retry. And that's really nice too. That means it's sophisticated enough to understand when it's actually on your body or not. We have the heart rate, and there's your sleep time, and There's nothing to show there. Here you go into workout. You can begin any of these: an outdoor, indoor, outdoor walk, indoor cycling, a pool swim. Look at that. Here you go. There's no target, but that could be set. You have all sorts of things you can do. It gives you a countdown. Of course, the band is waterproof, and I believe up to 50 feet underwater. And now we're going. And there's your yardage calculation. And anything else it's going to show us? Well, when you're done, you slide that up into there. Oh, that'll lock the screen so you can swim and not have it all flipping around with you. Cool. Very nice. Very, very nice. Here's our other pages that would show you more information. And if I press and hold and hold and hold, then it goes to the point where I can stop it or play it again. It says it's paused and the distance is too short. Of course, we haven't accumulated any distance, but that's how you would do it. Then you'd be able to synchronize that, of course, back over here, and you'd have your exercise records, and they'd all be listed in the app. Whew, there's a lot to this thing. And it's called the Huawei Honor Band 4, all right? You can look for it here at Banggood. In the show notes, we'll have a link to it. Look at the low price on this thing already. And if we're lucky, we'll have a good discount coupon for you too. Sharp AMOLED screen, really bright. Going to see that outdoors without any trouble whatsoever. And it has Alipay. I don't know if that's going to work in the USA or your country, but that means it's got the NFC circuitry in here. And you can go in and set it up. Once you get into it, it gives you Chinese instructions. You can throw your translator on that, and you could set up for the process of making payments, at least when you're in China or globally, wherever it's accepted. All right, you've been watching SmartWatch Tics. We appreciate your subscription and you're showing up for all of these exotic and new different bands and watches that we're bringing in. It's because of you that folks are taking interest that make these things and giving us the opportunity to show them off to you. And the roosters. All right, we'll see you again soon.